Greetings, welcome to the Metal Book Tavern. So I'm back with a new Spotify playlist. I make these every month because it's a good way to find new songs or to rediscover the old songs anew. Not only songs that were made long ago, but also the ones that I listened to before and didn't appreciate enough. I began making monthly playlists last summer, and some songs are recycled from my old playlists. And some of these songs even made it to my main playlist, I mean my all-time favorites playlist. That playlist also needs a video update and I'm going to make it soon. So the very first song is Invincible by Demons and Wizards. I listened to that song a lot back in 2020. It's also the song about his dark materials, and I remember that after hearing that song I entered the bookstore and got myself that book. But the song itself is very good and it made it to my favorites playlist. Next song is Tourniquet by Crippler. I randomly found that song on Spotify. Okay, the next song is The First Soldier by Sabaton. I liked it when I first heard it, but I didn't listen to it a lot. Next song is Firth of Filth by Genesis. It's kinda hard to pronounce the name of the song. I can say that this song is what got me into Genesis back in 2020 and got me to particularly to their Selling England by the Pound album, because that song is from that album. When I first heard that album I knew I would revisit it often, and I do. I'm not a huge Genesis fan. I listened to the first 6 albums and that's kinda all. And I liked Selling England by the Pound most of all. This one has a very interesting piano intro, and this is what got me to listen to the song. Next song is Hallelujah by Deep Purple. I listened to that song back in 2021 and I remembered it when I was making this playlist and I decided to add it again. Loved it, and now it's one of my favorites. I'd say it's a very relaxing song. Next song is Something Happened to Me Yesterday. This is one of the iPod Shuffle songs. I mean that before I got myself Spotify, I used to listen to songs from iPod Shuffle and this song was there. Next song is Lady in Black by Uriah Heep. I won't say much, it's a very good song. I think it's one of the greatest Uriah Heep songs and I haven't even heard too much. Next song is Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones. I can't say I'm a huge fan of this song. I like some other Rolling Stones songs, but not this one. Not a huge fan of this. And I'm not a huge fan of the novel the song is based on. This song is based on The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov. And as I mentioned in my previous video, I didn't finish that book. Next song is Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. I won't say much on that song. Next one is Painted Black by the Rolling Stones. Can't say anything either. The next one is very interesting. It's I Want Out by Helloween. I listened to that song a lot back in the day. I can't say that it's my favorite Helloween song, not at all, but it's a very good song. I love how fast it is. Next one is a song I used to listen to back in the day, is Dreamer by Ozzy Osbourne. I think it's a very sad song to listen to, that's why I don't listen to this song that much. But maybe I will in the future. Okay, next song is Abigail by King Diamond. I have to confess I really like this song, but I am not a huge fan of the vocals on that one. But it's a solid 80s heavy metal, but I wish the vocals would have been more impressive. Next song is Poet Justice by Uriah Heep. I really like that one. I think I need to listen to this album, Demons and Wizards by Uriah Heep, again. After all, it's one of my all-time favorite albums. It kinda still hurts remembering when I could have bought that album in Moscow, but I didn't. Okay, so next song is Skulls and Shadows by Blind Guardian. I always thought that this song sounds a lot like Blackmore's Night, but with different vocals. It's a solid song with folk elements. I think I need to pay more attention to that one. Okay, the next one is Flash of the Blade by Iron Maiden. I like this one. It's a very good song. Next song is Going to the Fair by Blackmore's Night. It's from their latest album, Nature's Light. Oh, and the next song from the same album is Feather in the Wind. I loved it when I first listened to this song, and now I added it to my favorites playlist because it's a very strong, it's a very fast song, and I like it very much. Okay, next one is Rebel Rebel by David Bowie. I won't say too much about it because I skipped that song. Next one is Walking in the Air by Nightwish. I listened to that song a lot, around 2012. I listened to multiple versions of Walking in the Air. For those who don't know, this is a song from animated film called The Snowman. It's a short film about a boy and the snowman who came alive. The Nightwish interpretation of the song is very good. It's very beautiful. Okay, the next song is I Wanna Be Somebody by W.A.S.P. Wasp. I often encountered this song on Song Pop Game. I guessed it right multiple times. Next song is Nemesis by Arch Enemy. I can say that it's the Arch Enemy song I like most of all. Next song is Happy Little Boozer by Korpiklani. Korpiklani can be considered a guilty pleasure band because it's a band that sings about alcohol all the time. It also has a lot of folk elements. Next song is Sister Gypsy by Blackmore's Night. Next one is Green Sleeves by Blackmore's Night. I love the first album a lot. I found that I like a lot of songs from this one and they make it to my all-time favorite playlist. Next one is I Want My Tears Back by Nightwish. This is the song that I had on repeat many times. I also see this song with Alice in Wonderland. I guess that's because Alice is mentioned in that song. Now I realize that this song also has a lot of folk elements. I didn't notice them when I had it on repeat many years ago. Okay, so the next song is Until My Last Breath by Tarja. Okay, so this is the very first song from Tarja's solo career that I heard. And I loved it because there were some metal elements. And this song is melodic, symphonic, but it's still very metal. And I like it very much when I first heard it. I have to confess that if more of her songs were like this one, with all the guitars and metal elements and so on, I would have been a fan. But her early albums and some of the later albums, so they also fall into that very symphonic academic category, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Until My Last Breath is definitely one of her best songs, and I wish more of her songs were like this one. I also won't lie, I will make a confession. Because it had metal elements, it did remind me of some old Nightwish songs. Okay, the next song is Lie Lie Hey by Ensiferum. I had that song on repeat back in 2014. It has a very good instrumental intro. It's very memorable. Okay, the next song is Bear Grylls Misery by Nightwish. Also the song I had on repeat many years ago. Also this song has a line, the little match girl freezing in the snow. I remembered the little match girl, and then when I encountered the Hans Christian Andersen tale, I remembered this song. The next song is The Three Black Crows by Blackmore's Night. This is also from the iPod Shuffle era. I remembered it and added it to my favorites. Okay, the next one is interesting. Mykonos by Fleet Foxes. Okay, so in 2019, in the fall of 2019, there was a time when I decided to take a step away from metal. I decided to take away from my usual favorites and to discover some indie music. And this is what I found. I had been familiar with Fleet Foxes by the time because I had White Winter Hymnal on repeat, but then I rediscovered this band and I found this song and I liked it. Also, that song has a very good music video. It's a stop motion animation. Okay, the next one is Treason by Blind Guardian Twilight Orchestra. I think this is the most impressive song on the album. I think In terms of vocals, definitely. But nothing beats Dark Clouds Rising for me. That's my favorite. The next song is The Temple of the King by Rainbow. It's a very chill and relaxing song, and I like the instrumental part. I had this song on repeat back in 2014, and then I decided to revisit it, and now it's one of my favorites. It has been my favorite before, and it's one of my favorites now. Okay, the next one is The Quest for Tanelorn by Blind Guardian. I can say that I like the 2010 version of Tanelorn much more. Though those are two separate songs, but they are about the same thing, aka Tanelorn, and I like the 2010 version song more. It's Tanelorn Into the Void. But I grew to appreciate this one, The Quest for Tanelorn, as well. Next song is Setting the Trap by John Williams. This is the soundtrack from Home Alone. And this track is from, spoiler alert, the scene where Kevin prepares a trap for the two burglars. There used to be a time when I was heavily into film soundtracks, especially the John Williams soundtracks. And after the vast majority of film soundtracks disappeared from my iPod Shuffle because there was no space, Setting the Trap was the instrumental that survived the cleaning, and it's still to this day in the playlist. Next song is My Innermost Apocalypse by Danny Baranovsky. This is the soundtrack for The Binding of Isaac game. Yes, back in 2016 and 17, I used to play The Binding of Isaac, and it's a very good game. It looks simplistic, but it's a very complex game. And this soundtrack is absolutely epic. Okay, the next song is Three Gymnopedies by Eric Satie and Pascal Roge. I think I mispronounced his name. Correct me. There used to be a time when I was into classical music. I discovered it and I was searching for it and blah blah blah. And I liked Gymnopedies and I liked how chill they were. Okay, the next one is Pokemon Theme by Pokemon. I never watched the Pokemon show. I think I watched a few episodes only, but I did watch the films, the full-length feature films, and I liked them a lot. I listened to the Pokemon theme back only in 2019, and I liked it because it's a very fun song, uplifting song. Okay, next song is Where's Gary by SpongeBob SquarePants and the Guests. Yes, I watched a lot of SpongeBob back when I was a teenager, and there was this Gary Lost episode. I don't remember the exact title. I think it was Have You Seen This Snail or something. And Where's Gary was the song from End Credits, and I liked it a lot. And back when I was 14, I understood the lyrics. I understood what he was singing. Next song is Lord of the Flies by Iron Maiden. I listened to the song a lot back in 2015, put that song aside and then put it back to the playlist. It does take inspiration from the William Golding novel of the same name, but I overlook this song now. I think that's because it's not Bruce Dickinson singing that song. Nothing against other vocalists, but I got used to Bruce. It's hard to perceive Iron Maiden without him. Okay, next song is 1984 by David Bowie. As the title suggests, this song is inspired by the novel 1984 by George Orwell. Okay, the next one is a very unusual song for me. I ignored this band for a long time. I knew about the song. I tried getting into this band back in 2017, and then I quit after a few songs. I have known about this song back in the day, but I didn't listen to it much. But then I decided to give it a chance and listen to it, and the song is Through the Fire and Flames by Dragon Force. I mostly know this song from the memes and all the jokes, and there's this video on YouTube, How to Be Power Metal, made by Stevie T, And the song that he made, Burning Sunlight Everlasting, by his one-man project Moonlight Eternal, is basically a parody of Through the Fire and Flames. And that parody song is so much better, but I liked Through the Fire and Flames all the same. Okay, the next song is You're the Voice by Blind Guardian. This is a cover song. It appears on the A Voice in the Dark single. This is the song that I often skipped. Next song is Passchendaele by Iron Maiden. I listened to this song a lot back in 2018 and I decided to revisit this song. So this playlist has a lot of favorites from the past. Yes, I know, I said in this video that I prefer Iron Maiden with Bruce, but I still have the songs without him on this playlist, and the next one is Prowler by Iron Maiden. Next Iron Maiden song has Bruce as the vocalist, and that's Rainmaker. This is from the albums after he came back. I wanna say I'm not a huge fan of the later Iron Maiden albums made after Bruce's return, well, except for Brave New World. But I do like Rainmaker, it's a very powerful song. The next song is The Clock Ticks On by Blackmore's Night. It's just a very beautiful song. Okay, the next one is The Curse of Fëanor by Blind Guardian. The drumming is very good on this one. Okay, the next band I tried to get to, I listened to this band back in the day, but not this song, however. But then I encountered this song on Spotify, decided to give it a chance, and that's Wolf and Raven by Sonata Arctica. I'm not a fan of Sonata Arctica, but I did listen to their Ecliptica and Silence albums, and I think that they're quite good. I would like to listen to them again. Next song is As I Burn by Guardians of Time and Tim Ripper Owens. Can't say too much apart from that it's a good song. Okay, the next song is Troika by Blackmore's Night. It's a very good song, and I think Dancer and the Moon is their underrated album. So the next song is Guardian of the Night by Accept. Very good heavy metal song from the 80s. Oh, the next one is also something from the 80s. It's Medieval Steel by Medieval Steel. I never heard of this band before I heard this song, and I never played Dungeons and Dragons, but this song makes me think of Dungeons and Dragons archetypes. Probably because it was inspired by them, I don't know. Okay, the next song is Poison by Powerful. This is Alice Cooper cover. It came out recently. I think it's quite slow and I'm not a huge fan of the song, but it's still a nice one. Okay, the next song is a TikTok masterpiece, and that's Pope is a Rockstar. I like to listen to the song on a sunny day when it's warm and the sky is clear and I look up and the weather is nice. It's a very nice song. Okay, the next song is 39 by Queen. This is one of the few songs of A Night at the Opera album that is available on Spotify, at least for me. This one has Brian May singing, and he sounds nice. Okay, the next song is the main theme from Tetris by Sheet Music Boss. I like the covers from Sheet Music Boss. I think they're very good, and this one is very nice. It's based on a Russian folk song called Karabeiniki. Okay, the next one is Uncle Red by Altan. This is a folk song with female vocals. Not bad. Okay, the next one is Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. This is the song I had on repeat in late 2019, back when I was very into the so-called meme music, because I liked the songs that are pure memes, and this song is one of them. But Rick Astley has a very good voice, and the song itself very good. It's lots of fun. Okay, the next one is Executed by Burning Witches. I began listening to Burning Witches in 2021, around the time their album Witch of the North came out. I am rediscovering it again. There's more to Burning Witches, but I will talk about it a little later. Okay, the next song is The Price of a Mile by Sabaton, the song I had on repeat back in 2018. It is a very good song, but it's also very sad, both in themes of melody and the lyrics. Next song is The Spinner's Tale by Blackmore's Night. And the next one is The Ash Grove also by Blackmore's Night. Okay, the next one is White Pearl, Black Oceans by Sonata Arctica. I think I skipped that song many times. I think I should make a video about bands that I tried getting into, really wanted to like, but failed. Okay, so the next song is All the Fools Sailed Away by Dio. So Dio has a weird obsession with fools. When you listen to songs with his vocals, he's like, fool, fool. This is prominent on Black Sabbath's Heaven and Hell and based on the title in this song. Why does he like fools so much? I mean, to sing about them. Okay, the next one is Intergalactic Space Crusaders by Arjen Anthony Lucassen, Star One. I had a hard time pronouncing this, both the song title and the artist title. It's easier for me to say Star One. This is based on an existing sci-fi work, be it a book or TV series or film or something. I don't like progressive metal, I'm not into it. If I have to choose a progressive rock band, I choose Genesis, and if I have to choose a progressive metal project, I choose Star One. The next song is The Dark Ride by Helloween. I won't say much. Next song is The Village of Dwarves by Rhapsody. I am not a Rhapsody fan. I have a few songs by them in my main playlist, but I consider giving Rhapsody more chances. Okay, the next song is the song that I overlooked. I had it on my iPod Shuffle, but I ignored it, although I did listen to it multiple times. And now when I listen to it, I understood that it's one of my favorites, and the song is Bright Eyes by Blind Guardian. Yeah, I don't know, for some reason I ignored that song. Okay, the next song is State of Unrest by Lamb of God and Creator. This is a recent release. This is a collaboration between these two bands, and it sounds quite good. Next song is Play Minstrel Play 25th Anniversary Edition by Ian Anderson and Blackmore's Night. So Blackmore's Night, they have the anniversary edition of their first album Shadow of the Moon coming this year, and I'd love to listen to it. They re-recorded the songs from their first album and it sounds different, and I'd like to compare the results. Maybe some versions of the songs from the first album I'd like on this one. Okay, the next song is Steel Commanders by Sabaton and Tina Guo. I remember when this song came out, that was around the summer or autumn 2021. I liked it back then, but I didn't listen to it that much afterwards. Now I decided to give it another chance, and I have it on repeat. The next song is The Dragon Slayer by Human Fortress. The next song is Spoon Man by Soundgarden. I gave Soundgarden a chance last summer, but I can't get into this band. I wish I did. Maybe because the sound is kinda a little bit boring for me. I don't know. Maybe I should listen to Soundgarden again. Okay, the next song is very relevant. I mean, it was very relevant this month. I liked it a lot because it's a good song, but it was especially relevant in February. And I will explain why. The song is Misery Loves Company by Anthrax. I think Anthrax is an underrated band. Yeah, no, you have bands like Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax is very underrated compared to them. This song was very relevant in February because I was reading Misery by Stephen King, and Misery is the main inspiration for this song. You can tell it from the title because it has the word misery. It's the first word. and then you read the lyrics and you realize that the song is written from Annie Wilkes' perspective. That book actually terrified me. This is the first Stephen King book that scared me, really. Oh, and another thing is that this song has clean vocals compared to other thrash metal bands. Next song is Ramble On by Led Zeppelin, because I wanted some Lord of the Rings songs. And the next one is The Wizard by Black Sabbath. I like the harmonica at the beginning and I love how uplifting the lyrics are, and then the wizard goes by and brings joy and blah 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 blah. That's the point of the lyrics and I liked it. Oh, the next song is Ramble On by Led Zeppelin, again, for some reason. The next song is No Second Chance by Blackmore's Night. It's the song from the first album. I think it belongs in my favorites now. And finally, the last song in the playlist. I am filming this video on February 27th. This song came out last week and I loved it from the very first second. It is very rare that the song hooks me up from the first listen. I have it on repeat and it quickly becomes one of my favorites. And the song is The Dark Tower by Burning Witches. Based on the title, I assumed the song is about the book series of the same name by Stephen King, but I was wrong. In the description, they wrote that the song was about Elizabeth Bathory. I'm not familiar with her story. I think I need to check out. The song does kind of sound a little bit like Slayer. I think it sounds a little bit like South of Heaven. Probably it was this song. But it has a very powerful instrumentals. I loved it. It's very solid. And what I liked the most about the song is the vocals. I love the screaming. You know, when you hear a female voice in metal, it's always academic or high-pitched vocals. Nothing against this, but I am in for the screams. I want to hear more female vocalists who do the screaming. Forgot to mention that I wasn't very into Burning Witches when I first heard them, but now, after hearing The Dark Tower, I am waiting for their new album, also called The Dark Tower. It's coming out in May, and I really want to hear it. I think it's going to be their most impressive album. Alright, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. I have already prepared my playlist for the next month, and we will see that playlist next month. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Goodbye.